Hello everyone, am I audible? Good evening. Yeah, how's your day? Mm. For this module ulit or for this session, we will be having 1 hour for the Q&A. So guys, have you already watched the recording dun sa module 2 and module 3 natin? So take note no for the request ng live session is they are having talks sa management for that one, and I'll just tell you that by next week or by next week, I will not be the teacher for FS Evolve. Okay? And I think by Wednesday, if na-finalize na yung ano nila sa Wednesday, I think I will be there, but for the next week, wala na po ako. Okay? So guys, have you already watched ba yung recording or not yet? Because there are no questions here. Module 2. It's okay kahit mag-ask kayo dun sa module number 1. Iba na po. Yeah. So, if na-finalize na yung request nyo, um, there will be a different teacher for by next week. Okay? Ayan guys, have you already watched ba yung recording ng module number 1? Module number 1 at module number 2? Not yet po. Usually po kasi weekends. Yun po nakakagawa ng assignment. Okay. So if no pa, take note guys, all the instructions and all the topics na dinidiscuss or ipapakita ko ngayon is already discussed dun sa live session. So if you want to have an in-depth analysis ng topics na yun, kung paano naging ganito yung code, for example, like this, diniscuss ko po ito dun sa recording. Okay? And also for the recording, the way that I handled that lesson was uh, like a simple component, right? Na ma-apply nyo dun sa homework nyo. So better to watch muna yung video before to start. Okay? So for this one, take note we're on module number 2. So yung steps dito ng pag-create ng repo, na discuss na natin to previously. So take note for this module number 2, you will be creating 2 repos po. Okay? One for Go IT React homework number 2, feedback, and one for Go IT React homework number 2, phone book. Okay? So 2 repos po to. Very important to. And also for the reference code, I've already added this on my GitHub account, so you can visit this phone book here, and I'll just send the link sa chat here and this one. Okay. So for homework number 1 or for homework number 2 feedback, okay, this one, you will be creating an application which is like this. Okay? Ayan. So you will be having this good, neutral, and bad na button, and my label dyan na please leave a feedback. And also my label dito na statistics. Okay? And kapag walang feedback, ang mangyayari dapat is there is no feedback na nakalagay. Okay? And whenever I click a button, for example, this good, ayun, nadadagdagan tayo ng stats. Okay? So when I click good again, madadagdagan tong 1, magiging 2. So yung kung bakit nangyayari yan, na-explain po natin sa live session or sa recording, and to just give you a terminology, this is actually called states. Ayan. So, bakit state? Kasi nagbabago-bago po yung value nila. For example, I click good again, yung state na 2, magiging 3. Okay? For the neutral naman na 0, we have a default value na 0 for neutral and bad. Ayan, naging 1. And take note, we also have this positive feedback. So, whenever you have a good, yung positive feedback, yung naka-percentage dyan. Okay? And for bad, nababawasan yung positive feedback natin. So it means good lang po yung positive feedback. And take note, nagkakaroon din tayo dito ng counter na total. Okay? So 3 plus 1 plus 1, that's 5. Okay? So all in all, 5 total feedbacks. Yan po yung ibig sabihin ng total dito. One more time, I click good. And here. Set state. Ayan. And also for this question, very good. Thank you for this one. Kasi 'di ba previously on JavaScript, what you know was click that add event listener, 'di ba? Ayan. So in React way, specifically for class components, I'll just give you this. So in case na hindi nyo pa po napanood yung recording previously, meron po kasi in React, we have two different components, a functional and a class component. So ito guys, for the app.jsx on homework number 2, you will be creating a class component. So basically, naka-class po sila. Okay? And in class component, in order for us to change the state, dito, yung states natin na to, ang method natin is set state. Okay? Take note, ano lang yan, sa class component. Okay? And dito, mapapansin nyo, I had this code on this handle click, right? I've just mutated, or I just changed here the previous state. Basically, kasi naka-object tayo. That's why I have this logic. And if you're familiar with this 3 dots, diba, this one is the rest operator. So basically, just get everything and i-override natin kung anong mapipiling state. For example, if we choose good, yung good po yung malalagyan dito and +1. Okay? So here, and also for the naming conventions, take note, na-explain ko rin to on live session. And me personally, when I'm creating this handlers, kasi sa button dito, sa React, you can actually create uh, a handler. And me personally, I'm just naming it with a handle. Although this one is not required, but for best practice, if you have this handlers, okay, please name them. For example, if I click a button, ang name is handle click. Okay? If um I think sa module 3 pa yon. Sa dito muna sa module 2, handle click ang magagamit niyo na term. Okay? So let's just have an explanation dito sa mga steps na naandito. Okay? So step 1, sabi, the app should display number of reviews collected for each category. And we have this state. That's why on our code, we have this. Okay? Take note, it's on app.jsx. Galing po to sa LMS. Okay? And using class components, in order for us to store then yung mga states, we can actually use the state na keyword and it's an object. Okay? For the next one is, yeah, the interface may look like this. Ayan, napakita na natin yan kanina. Here. And for step number 2, expand the app's functionality. Where was it? So that the interface display more statistics about the collected feedback. Add a display of the total number of collected reviews from all categories. Yan yung nakita nyo kanina na may total. So, ang mangyayari dyan is we will create a function na count total feedback. And in our code, meron na po dito sa reference nyo. I just have this function na count total feedback. Okay? And take note when using class component, this one is very important. You don't need to have the const. Okay? Kasi this one is a method, di ba? But for functional, makikita niyo yan kapag napanood niyo yung recording, merong const. whenever we have methods. But for classes, hindi required yung const. Okay? So dito, para makuha natin yung values na to, di ba? The this keyword. So basically this, that state. Ayan. And we just return the good plus neutral plus bad para magkaroon tayo ng total dyan. Okay? Next one is count positive feedback percentage. So for this, okay, ito yung function natin. Okay, so count positive feedback percentage, and here, one more time, I just got the good kasi yan yung uh, i-divide natin. So here, basically, I just had this logic na total, if total is greater than 0, right? We will round the good divided by total and times 100 para percent yung lalabas. Okay, so for the, ano yung sa homework ko pa nasa loob, yung render yung mga functions. Okay, ayan. So we have this question, yung homework ko po nasa loob ni render yung mga functions, sir. Gumagana naman, ano kaibahan nila? So good question. So in class components kasi, the way we can render JSX or this HTML elements is inside the render method. So I'll just show you a simple um example of a class or functional component para makita nyo yung difference. So ito yung functional, right? Naka-function siya. So in functional component, we don't need that render. Okay, but on module number 2, specifically for this app.jsx, you need to create a render method kasi dito po yung method na ma-render for class components. Okay? And inside sa return ng render method. Ayan. So yun po and take note, ang class components kasi was the old way of using React. And kung natapos nyo na yung homework number 1 nyo, you use functional components there and mas less yung code. So yan yung disadvantage ng class component. Maraming boilerplate codes or starter codes na hindi naman kailangan. Okay? And let's have okay, we're done with step number 2. Okay. So for this, yung code gumana. Yeah. So regarding this one, no, when we get sa life cycle methods, okay, that's on module number 3 next week. Makikita nyo kung ano yung benefit ng paglagay ng methods outside sa render. Okay? So itong approach po na to, although na-approve to, I don't recommend it putting a logic inside sa render. Yan po. Here. Surrender dito. Like, if you have methods, please put them outside here. Yan. Does React follow? Yeah, for class components, it's using object-oriented programming po. But for functional, it's based on functions. And take note, di ba, ito is OOP concepts. Basically, for class components, di ba, pwede nating mag-extend, right? Mag-inherit. So you need to import then a component coming from React. Yan. And let's have step number 3, perform a refactoring of the application. The state of the application must remain in the app root component. Ayan, so in our code, naandito na po yan, yung state natin. Okay? And put the statistics display in a separate component. And ayan, itong code na to, I'll just show you. And that's why I created here na statistics. Okay, this one. Ang laman ng statistics is basically here. Ito po. this one. Okay, ito po yung laman ng statistics component. The good, neutral, bad, total, and positive feedback. Okay, so you need to refactor them and make it like this. Next naman, and yung render niya daw is like this. Statistics, good, neutral, bad, total, and positive feedback percentage. Let me just show you yung render neto. Is na andito sa app. Here. Okay? And take note, may logic tayo dito na if yung total is greater than 0, saka lang magpapakita yung statistics. That's why ganito yung naging approach kanina. Here. Na, ayan, missing siya. It means wala pang total, right? Pag nagkaroon ng total, saka lang siya magpapakita. That's because of this logic na to. Okay? And may else block naman tayo dito na notification message, yung magre-render. So one more time, we have a notification component dito na magre-render lang ng, yan, ito lang yung laman niya. And magre-render lang na message na there is no feedback. That's why, ganito rin yung nangyari kanina dito. Ayan, kapag wala pang feedback. Okay? Next naman is, ayan, so yun lang yung gagawin nyo for homework number 2, feedback. Okay? And if you got stuck, you can visit this repo po. And itong feedback options, if I'm not mistaken, this one was the exact lesson for the recording. Okay? And in-explain ko po ito dun sa recording natin. And for step number 2, gets na guys yung gagawin sa homework number 2 feedback. Yan. Ganito lang. And yung CSS naman dito is ano, pwede nyo tong i-style or kung anong trip nyo gawin sa UI natin. Pwede. Next naman is let's have the guide for homework number 2, phone book. Okay. Ayan. So for the phone book, so for this phone book, ang magiging UI niya, the simplest UI is like this. Basically, you have another title dyan na phone book, a name, a number. So you will be using forms dito, right? Ayan, and you can filter the names here. And you can also add a contact, for example, Marvin. Here. Okay, so yan. Nakakapag-add ng app. Okay, we have question for module number 1. Kailangan nyo gawin, no? Like friendless item. Bakit ang statistic no need na? Statistics here. Ayan, so dito, yan din, no? You can see sa code natin. This one is actually a good question coming from Sir Sherwin sa bakit gawa ng subfolder like friendless item. So you can see dito, for the friendless item, usually gumagamit tayo ng ganyan kapag gumagamit tayo ng map method. So I'll just show the homework number 1 here. So ang question is why hindi na tayo gumawa ng subfolder like friendless item dito, no? So dahil po dito, wait a moment. Ayan. So usually, makikita nyo, I use this, I think, several times until module number 8. So tandaan nyo to guys ha. Usually gagamit tayo ng friend list item kapag nagmamap tayo. Okay? Take note, may UL dyan. Kasi kapag hindi kayo gumamit dito ng map and hindi kayo gumamit ng friend list item, ang nagiging code is you have a UL, di ba? And you will be having multiple LIs like this. Homework number 1. Ayan, like this one, oh. Ayan, nakikita nyo, very repetitive to. And we have, di ba, a concept sa programming na dry and do not repeat yourself. And ang nagiging ang kakalabasan nito is if we use mapping, ayan, nagiging UL and isang LI na lang, which is the list item. Yan po. So take note, guys, you want to create a list item component whenever you are mapping po dito. Okay? UL, may unordered list kayo and may list item kayo. Yan po. Kay Sir Jofer, later po, we will check your code after we finish this homework guide. Understood po yan, Sir Sherwin. Ayan. Yun po yung use niya. Nami-minimize, like, itong isang LI na to, isang component na lang siya. Hindi nyo na uulitin tong multiple times. Kasi ito, di ba, yung ginawa nyo on HTML, right? Pero pwede naman po, di ba, nasa loob. Yeah. But I suggest guys, yung ganto, I recommend, especially for my students on FS1, I recommend them to use list item kasi ito yung natutunan nyo on module number 1, right? And also for the reference code, you can see I have multiple uh friend list and friend list item. Yung ganun na mga pattern. Yeah, para din malinis yung code. And yan din yung like pinaka-benefit ng React dun sa list item. Kasi 'di ba sa HTML nyo, you use that LI sa React, yun lang yung code nyo, mas malinis. Okay? Let me just go back to homework number 2, phone book. So dito, no, take note for this pattern, nagkaroon ako ng error dito while creating the code previously. So I recommend you guys to please use the reference code dito, yung pattern niya here. Where was it? Okay, so for this homework number 2 phone book, you will be creating a component contact form. Ayan, and also makikita nyo dito, di ba, I have a list na naman and contact list item. Why? Kasi I used map here. Ayan, okay. Contact form dito, here. This pattern po, please use this later. I'll attach this sa Slack natin. Itong pattern po na to. Okay? Kasi sa LMS nyo, wala po itong backslash na to. Ayan, wala siya. And kapag kinopy and paste nyo to, and you use this, hindi po na kukuha yung pattern na to. So para saan ba tong pattern na to? It will be used here. Name and number. For example, di ba, naglagay ako dito ng number. Ayan, magkakaroon tayo ng error message dito na please match the requested format. Name may contain only letters, apostrophe, and blah, blah, blah. So galing po yan dito. Okay? And please use this pattern. And also sa number, you have a pattern there. For example, if I type a number naman or letters naman sa number, it will not be passing then. Ayan, please match the requested format. Phone numbers must be digits and contain spaces, dashes, parentheses, and can start with like this. Yeah. Okay. In terms of styling when using a map, hindi na pwede mag-assign ng different class name for the LI. So in terms of styling naman, ang styling niya is mapupunta na dito sa list item. Okay? Like this. Nandito na po yung styling niya. Gumamit ako ng map pero hindi na ako gumawa ng subfolder. So ito pong practice na to, I think for this module, hindi required gumawa ng list item, but I recommend you ulit one more time to use a list item kasi that's a best practice po. Yan, para mas masanay na din kayo gumamit ng list and list item na mga component. Yan, although this code naman, Sir Sherwin, is correct. Yan, I recommend lang po to use list item. Okay, so here, add a search field that you can use. Ayan, so done na tayo dito. Okay, itong mga patterns nila. Let's have this search field. Okay, so for this search field, you will be having this filter component. Okay, ayan. So here, for inputs guys, I've discussed this sa live session natin. You can actually use onChange. And dito, ito yung sinasabi natin kanina. 'Di ba? Yung handler natin ngayon is handle filter change. Okay? And we are using the onChange. And ayan, in-store lang natin tong reference na to para ma-handle niya yung filter natin, which is like this. Rows. Ayan. Yes po. And ayan, filter. Next naman is step number 4. If your application is implemented in a single component app, perform refactoring. And in the state of the root, the app component will leave only contacts and filter properties. That's why yung app component nitong phone book is like this lang. Okay, you will be having an array of objects na ganito. So ito, just a tip guys, if you saw an array of objects, ano pong method yung magagamit nyo dito? Here. This one is an array of objects. Na-discuss po ba to sa JavaScript nyo? If you are using an array of objects, what's the best method to use para mag-transform? Ma-transform nyo to. Map. Ayan, map. Okay? So, yan guys. That's why, di ba, nakakita ulit kayo dito sa contact list. Nag-map tayo. Kasi ang shape neto is array of object. Okay? So, it's better to use map dito. Kung best practice ang meron, this item, but ang is lesser code, the better. Yeah, but meron din kasi tayong principle na single responsibility para it's better to create na lang talaga a list item para may single responsibility yung mga list na yon. Okay? Four components are enough. Add a contact form. Ayan, dito pala, nakasabi dito sa LMS nyo. Add a contact form, a contact list, a contact list item, and a search filter. That's why yung components natin is yan, apat. Okay? After refactoring, the root component of the application will look like this. Ayan. So we have a div and we have an H1 for the app. And we have a contact form, add contact and contacts dyan ng mga props. Here, an H2, filter, then a contact list. So yun lang po yung gagawin nyo sa homework number 2. 2 repos po. One for phone book and one for feedback. Any other question? And also itong delete, gumagana to. I think hindi ko siya napakita kanina. Ayan. Yan, dahil dito sa method na to, may handle delete naman tayo and we have a button. And dito rin, like ideal yung paggamit natin ng list item dito. Imagine if you didn't use list item, uulit-ulitin yung i-call tong handle delete sa mga buttons nyo. And that is very expensive na. Okay? And dito, paggamit natin list item na andito lang. May isang button tayo and mag-work na siya sa lahat. Any other question? Why use Nanoid? Because it's required din po dito. Thank you for reminding me. Here, it's actually specified dito sa each contact must be an object with properties name, ID. To generate identifiers, we will use the package Nanoid. Okay? Dito po. So for the complete documentation ng Nanoid, you can visit this link. Here po. Send ko sa chat. Yeah. And yun din po, dahil sa requirement talaga. That's why we use NPM. But if you have personal projects naman, and I think kasi sa, based on our experience, yung packages na ginamit namin for this unique identifiers was Nanoid and UUID. Yeah, any other question? And also pa just a reminder, no? Ito sa class components, I already discussed this sa live session or sa recording. Sa class components, kung paano kayo maglagay ng prop types is actually like this. You can add static, the keyword static, then prop types, and it's an object. 'Di ba sa app ko or sa app components, it's like this. Ayan, nasa labas po. But using class components, para mag-set kayo ng prop types is like this. Difference of required and is required. So here, for using prop types, is required po yung ginagamit coming from prop types na module. Ayan. So all in all for this phone book, okay, so for this phone book, you will be having contact form and app as a class component, okay? Why do I recommend this? Kasi magre-refactor kayo guys ng mga homework nyo dito. That's why, ang gawin nyo lang class component is contact, form, and app.jsx. Okay? So, all throughout this module, I'll just give you a tip. Magre-refactor kayo, especially this phone book. Aabot po tong phone book sa module number 8. Okay? Sir, good evening po. What's the difference sa class name? Okay. So here, regarding this one, ayan. So, for example, here, when using po kasi CSS modules, we need to create a namespace, for example, CSS, okay? Or this can be any variable name. Ayan. When using module CSS, required po na may namespace tayo. Okay? Kapag name lang, for example, wala tong CSS dot dyan, ang mangyayari is it will look for the CSS na natutunan nyo on HTML CSS module. Yun. Take note yung file natin dito is .module.css. That's why it's required po. Take note guys, itong CSS dyan, hindi to fix na CSS lang yung word na pwede nyong gamitin. Okay? Pwedeng S lang, short for style, or pwede din style, or kahit anong trip nyong variable name dyan. X pwede, yeah, pwede. Kung gusto nyo gamitin yung X na variable. But 'di ba na ang tawag dito na remind ba kayo nila sir na it's better to name variables na descriptive. Any other question? Gets na guys, gagawin sa homework natin. And I'll just send the codes natin. This one is the reference code for phone book. Ayan, mapapansin nyo dito na refactor yung phone book until module number 8. Yan, i-refactor nyo rin yung phone book sa homework number 3. Send ko po sa chat. And also for the lessons, sa recording natin, ito po yung code. This one. Yung same din na sinend ko dati, but please choose any module or branch dito. Module 2, Module 3, Lesson 2, Module 2, Lesson 4. Yan po. Any other question? If there is no question, I think we could end the session now. Yes, so for those students na hindi pa nakapag-watch ng recording, if you have any question doon, please let me know. I just quick question. Have you already installed this DevTools ba for React here? Yes, okay. So ito, just to give you like a tip din, kapag umilaw po to, pwede nyo po to, di ba, i-pin itong extension na to, React Developer Tools. Ayan, kapag umilaw po na blue, ibig sabihin, galing sa React or built sa React yung mga website na nakikita nyo. Like for example, GitHub. Ayan, blue. Ayan. And kapag clinic nyo, may nakalagay dito, Open DevTools. So to open DevTools, just to Control-Shift-J po. Okay. And ayan. Okay, we have this na nadagdag sa DevTools natin, which is components. Ayan, nakikita nyo. You have a lot of components. So it means yung LMS nyo built din sa React. So for this context na provider na component, ma-discuss to I think module 4 or 5. Yan po. So you can open the DevTools. Pwede nyo ma-inspect dito yung mga components nyo. Okay. Control-Shift-J, then i-hover nyo dito yung mouse nyo sa arrow, then click components. While working sa homework nyo, you can test. Makikita nyo dyan, lalabas yung app, yung contact list item, yung contacts, and yung filter. Yan. Any other question? Okay, so if there is no question, we can end this session now. Thank you guys for coming. See you on Wednesday kapag meron pa ako dito. Okay? Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Welcome. Thank you.